Okay, so what's the number one thing that you can do with your distribution fleet to actually improve its utilisation and efficiency? Funnily enough, this was something that we were talking about at our Supply Chain Leaders Academy just a couple of weeks ago, and we actually did a practical exercise on this to really understand the dynamics of vehicle scheduling and so on. And the exercise that we were talking about, let me just do a very simple example here. Imagine we've got a depot and we've got a number of customers all over the place, and we have to try and get the most efficient delivery route amongst those customers. And what the guys at the Academy had to do was basically to work out all of the travel distances. They had to do this manually to understand the whole dynamic of the thing. And there's a number of factors you've got to take into account here, because it's, you know, the travel distance between all of them, how long is that going to take, and the size of the orders at each of the drops, and how long will that take to unload, and then what's the fixed and variable time for each of the drops. You know, there's a fixed component. You've got to pull up, park the vehicle, you've got to go and find the customer, or, you know, the dockhand, whoever's going to take the product. And then there's a variable time involved as you're unloading all of the product. And then you've got to look at the costs. And of course, again, there are fixed and variable costs associated with running the vehicles. And so we were modelling all of these dynamics. We did it as a manual exercise, and then we actually put it through a routing system to see if that could optimise it. But my question for you is, what's the number one thing that you can do to actually improve the efficiency of all of this and get better utilisation out of your delivery fleet? Can you guess what it is? It's very simple. It's the delivery time windows. I'll just put delivery windows here. And by that I mean, if this customer has only got a 30-minute window and the delivery's got to be between 9 and 9:30 a.m, and this one's only got a 1-hour window and it's got to be a delivery between 7:30 and 8 or 7:30, 8:30 or whatever, that is the most limiting factor on the utilisation of your whole delivery fleet, that one thing. And if you can start to open up those time windows, get a little bit more flexibility around those, you'll actually get much better utilisation of your fleet. Of course, there's lots of other things you can do. You can plan the routes better and all the rest of it, but that is the number one thing. It's the delivery time windows. So have a look at your delivery operations. Have a look at how flexible your delivery time windows are. Now, if you'd like to learn more about this, this is actually going to be a topic at a full-day workshop that we've got coming up in February. That's going to be in Sydney and Melbourne, so if you're not in Australia, sorry about that. But you might want to go and check out the event. It's actually called, it's a very simple name, it's called 59 Things. Just look for 59things.com and you'll find the event. And this is going to be one of the things that we're going to talk about. And funnily enough, there's going to be 58 other things that we're going to talk about. So check that out if you're in Australia. But number one thing to remember, time windows. That has the biggest impact on your fleet utilisation.